Okay, so I've like recorded this thing so many times. I'm really nervous. It's been a long time since I've been back online posting. Um, but I'm just gonna get right into it. Okay. And I want you to keep an open mind. For many of you, this might not be news to you. You might have already discovered this, but I really want to share this because it was a real eye opener. It's one of those things just like you know of, but you have like a revelation about it, right? I had an encounter with creation today, this morning. We have these two big oak trees. I'm gonna walk up to one here. There's one, and another one on the other side of our yard, over there. And about a week or two ago, I felt like the Most High told me to come in the backyard. If you hear my dogs, where are they at? I don't know how to do this recording thing. Where are they at? Yeah, I don't know. They're running around, so if you hear panting, it's just my two dogs. Anyways, about a week or two ago, I felt the Holy Spirit telling me to go in the backyard to pray over our trees and to anoint them, to pray, and to ask for forgiveness for the transgression that's been done against them. And that might just sound really off the wall, right? I'll sit down. But here's the thing. I've been hearing a couple of believers talking about why Mark 16, chapter 15 is, and he said unto them, go into all the world and proclaim the good news to every creature. And some translations says creation, to all creation. And you know, they're using this as a reason to, you know, if you're in the forest, pray and proclaim the goodness of the Most High, right? And preach to the trees and to the plants and to the animals, because we have stewardship over them, not just in the flesh but in the spirit. I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. And so I felt the Most High was telling me a couple weeks ago to pray over the trees and to ask for forgiveness for the transgressions that's been done against them, you know, and just to pray over them. And I put my hand on one, and as I was praying, I'm trying to be open-minded, trying to receive whatever the truth is, right? And I feel this emotion that I can't recognize, but it's like I don't want to say it's negative, but it's heavy, like downtrodden. I can't put a word to it. Sorry, my dogs are really loud. They're panting. It's kind of warm outside. And I put my hand on the other tree, which is smaller, it's younger, and she feels different. I don't know why I say she, but she feels different. She's a little more lighthearted. But there's almost like a personality difference between the two trees, and I'm like, man, that's weird, you know. But I know that everything is alive, you know. So, anyways, hey buddy, hey. So fast forward to this morning. I had this time with the Most High, and I felt like He told me to come outside and to pray over them. And I pray and I ask for forgiveness again for whatever was done against them. And felt like he said to go back in the house and get my Bible and read the story of creation to them. Read Genesis. I'm like, okay. Alright. So I go back in my house, come back out. I stand in between both the trees and I read the story of creation and I'm brought to tears. Something comes over me and I am sobbing. Reading Genesis 1 and 2, I am in tears. And I felt in my spirit that I needed to remind them who their creator is. That sorry, my dogs. That I needed to remind them that on day 3, I didn't realize this, but on day 3, the plants and the trees were created. Day 4, the sun and the moon and the stars were created. So I felt like I needed to remind them that their source, their life, the light that gives them life and energy to grow, didn't come from the sun. It came from the Most High. I felt very overwhelmed in my spirit. I felt very overwhelmed. And in the middle of me reading, I felt like the Most High said to speak louder so they could hear. And the birds got so loud. The birds got so loud. And I had to almost shout. And we live in a, there's neighbors around us and stuff. And I'm like, man. But I had to get loud. Not screaming, but I had to get loud. Okay, yeah, I know. Oh, no, I know, I love you too. I was brought to tears by these trees and reading Genesis 1. I'm just now remembering. I remember lately, I don't know why, but I've been feeling so drawn to nature. Like we moved into a new house, and there's a lot of birds here, different kinds of birds, and I've just been fascinated. I have a little window where I have my quiet time in the morning, and I've just had this yearning, asking the Most High, I want to be one with your creation. Like eventually, I would love to have a homestead and have some land to learn, how to grow and how to, everything, right? And I feel like he's answering that prayer, turning into a tree hugger, literally. But I have a lot of verses that I came across after my quiet time. I shared this with my husband, and we both were just really amazed, at everything. How creation really is connected in the spirit with us, and that it is our duty. Yes, I know. It is our duty to preach the gospel, and the gospel starts in Genesis, reminding creation whose they are. Okay, because every being does have a spirit. It really does. I can feel it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's a big boy. You're a good boy, Jericho. Yes, you are. I'm running out of time. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. I'm gonna read some verses to you guys. Okay. He who has an ear, let him hear.